Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and this is the review video for match week 3 of Serie A and of my predictions that I made for that match day. And we're gonna see how many of my predictions were right and how many of them I got wrong, and we're gonna see how many points I can make. The point system, if you are following me, you would know already. It's quite simple: 3 points if my entire prediction is right, and 2 points if my prediction is right but the score line is not correct. So let's get right into it. The first game was Venezia versus Torino, and I went for a 2-0 Torino win. I thought it would be quite an easy win for Torino because Venezia have not had a good start to the season. I expected that, and I have said that they are going to be in a relegation battle, and the way they have started the season, it is looking like that they are in for a tough season, and their bad form continued this game as well, as they lost the game 1-0 to Torino. I don't get the 3 points, I get the 2 points because the score was not correct. In terms of the game, to be very honest, it was quite a close game. I did not expect that. I thought Torino would win it easily, but Venezia were really good. I think this was their best game of the season, to be very honest with you, and they went toe to toe with Torino throughout the game. Both of the teams created a good number of chances, and any team could have won. And to be very honest with you, sometimes it looked like Venezia were the better side for a good amount of the game, but they were not able to finish their chances, and I think that is the one area that they need to work on, because that basically costed them the game. Torino, they held on. As I said, I was quite surprised how the game turned out to be, and they held on the constant pressure from Venezia, maybe because Venezia were at home, and the scoreline, the longer if you are an underdog team and the longer you are able to keep the team that is expected to win the game at 0-0, the more you grow in confidence. And as the time went by, Venezia grew into the game and they make their own chances. As I said, a good number of chances where they could have gone ahead and won it, but they did not. And then I think finally the experience of Torino and the difference in class showed, and they go ahead and they get a late-headed goal and they get the victory. Heartbreak for Venezia, I think, because as I said, they were really good in that game, and they would be very disappointed that they did not win the game. But as I said, you need to take those chances. Torino, on the other hand, they would be very happy. They defended really well. They themselves created a good amount of chances. It's not like that they just defended and they got a lucky goal. No, they were really good. It was a good game of football, even though it was just a 1-0, but it was quite entertaining. Second win in a row for Torino. They stay undefeated after their opening day draw against Milan, and now two wins in a row. They are looking really good. Venezia, on the other hand, second defeat in a row, and they need to come back from it. They would be glad that the international break has come in, so they can go ahead and they can regroup, and now from this weekend for match day 4, they can go ahead, they can come back and try to win, try to get that first win of the season. As of now, not looking good for Venezia. The second game was Inter versus Atalanta, and I went for a 2-1 win for Inter. So that's another 2 points for me, because Inter won. They did not win 2-1, they won 4-0. They basically decimated Atalanta. I expected it to be a very close game. Like in my prediction, I have predicted Inter to win the league and Atalanta to be the runners-up. So I expected a very close game, but it was nothing like that. Inter were on a completely different letter. They go ahead and they take the lead. They were 2-0 ahead inside 10 minutes, and Atalanta, to be very honest, never recovered from that, and Inter were in complete cruise control throughout the game. As I said, you go ahead 2-0 in the first 10 minutes, that mentally already you are so high, you are the champions, and the way that you have started the season, and you go ahead and you get 2 goals early on, it gives you confidence. And Atalanta already had lost last week as well, so they were already down with confidence, and considering early on that, as I said, they never really recovered, and Inter were cruising. And in the second half, again, Thuram gets a brace in a matter of 8-10 minutes. He gets a couple of goals, and it was 4-0, and that was it. Inter win it comfortably, and their unbeaten start to the season continues. As I said, in the first game they drew, and Inzaghi was really mad, and after that they have looked irresistible. They look like the champions of Italy, and I think it's going to be very hard for anybody to stop them from winning again. There's only one team we are going to discuss, that one team that looks very that I think can really challenge. I thought Atalanta would be the one that go ahead and challenge them, but but the way they are starting, they have started the season, they are not looking like that, to be very honest with you. 2 defeats already for them. They need to bounce back quickly, otherwise the hopes of getting into the top 4 or challenging for the title are gonna vanish quite quickly, and they would hope that after the international break they can come back and they can get the points. The next game was Bologna versus Empoli, and I went for a 1-all draw, and it ended with a 1-all draw. So that's 3 points for me. So we are now 8 points in just 3 games. So it has been a good start for me this weekend. Coming off to the game, I went for a 1-all draw because Bologna's start to the season has been quite underwhelming, to say the least. And Empoli, on the other hand, they have looked really good. They won on match day 2, so I knew that they were coming in with a lot of confidence. They were unbeaten as well, and then they and as I said, they came in, and I expect, and the game was like, it started very good. The both teams scored under it was 1-1 inside 3 minutes, and I thought like this game is gonna be very, very exciting, but it was not really that, to be very honest with you. Bologna were really, really good. They basically controlled the entire game. They had majority of the possession. They created a lot of chances. They could have easily gone ahead. If they would have been able to convert those chances, they could have easily won a 3-1, 4-1, but they did not convert those chances, and I think they are going to be very disappointed and angry at themselves, like, because that the game was there for them 2-1, and they did not take advantage of that. Empoli, they were like packed back throughout the game. They were just there defending for their lives, and Bologna, as I said, they were really, really good. About 60-65% possession for them. Good 10 or 11 shots, and almost 7 or 8 on targets as well. Like, it was a very good performance for them. They did not were able to score another goal, and they paid the price for it. They have dropped another 2 points, and their bad start and underwhelming start to the season continues. Empoli, on the other hand, they would be really, really happy. Another point gained. Like, they are on 5 points now, undefeated in till now 3 games. They have not been defeated, so it's very good for them. Nobody really expected that from them, especially when they have played the teams like Roma and Bologna as well. So, like, yeah, they would be very happy. They're going to the international break as one of the undefeated teams in Serie A, and they would be very happy about it, and they would hope that this run continues after the international break as well. Moving on, it was Lecce versus Cagliari, and I went for a 1-0 Cagliari win, but it was a 1-0 Lecce win, so I don't get any points. First game till now where I don't score any points. The reasoning behind my prediction was Lecce had lost both of their opening games, and Cagliari, even though they had not won this till now, they were really good against Como, and I think they would have been very disappointed that they did not win against Como, because they had all the chances in the world, and I thought this game was going to be a very close one, and that's why I thought Cagliari might nick it, but it was the other way around. The game was very, very close. It was a very tough game. It was like a chess game, both teams cancelling each other out, but Lecce go ahead and they get the goal. They got the league, and then they defended for their lives. They go down to 10 men as well, but they did not let Cagliari score the goal, and even though they had a lot of chances, especially after having a extra man advantage, they were not able to take advantage of that. They were not able to get the goal, and they drop all 3 points there, and I think they would be very, very disappointed with that. Their start of the season has not been really good, but I thought this was the game, especially after being down to 10 men, especially having an extra man. I thought they would go ahead and win it, but they were not able to do it. Lecce, like, they lost the first 2 games, and this game, like, even being down to 10 men, they were really good. They fought really hard, and they deserved to win that match, and I think this game could be the turnaround that they needed. Just before the international break, they got their win. They're going to the international break with a good good emotions, good feelings, a bit of a confidence, and they would hope that after the international break they continue with this win, and they start to get the points and to start to get the win. So yeah, good win for them, and like, what I cannot say more than that. The next game was Lazio versus Milan, and I went for a 2-1 win for Lazio because I'm not a bit impressed with Milan, to be very honest with you. They are not looking any good under Francesca, and I think he's under huge pressure already. He was before that game, and it has increased a lot. Again, my prediction was wrong because it was a 2-all draw. But like if you're talking about the game, I think the game was a very good, very entertaining game. Like, it was one of the best games of the weekend, to be very honest with you. Quite an entertaining game, end-to-end stuff. Like, both teams got out of the blocks quite quickly. Milan got the early lead. It was a 1-0, and the game and you thought that this might be the game that Milan finally go ahead and get that win, but it was not to be for them. Throughout the first half, both teams, as I said, kept on creating chances. Both teams came close as well, but nothing happened. Second half, Lazio, they go ahead and they get two quickly goals quite quickly inside like first 15 minutes. They were 2-1 up, and that changed the game quite completely. And this is where the mentality of Milan was questioned. They got an equalizer, but they were not able to go ahead and win. And in my opinion, I think this was a fair result. I don't think any of the teams, after looking at the game, can say that they deserve to win the game completely. I think it was a fair result. Both teams played a great football, and I think a 1-1 point is deserved, but Milan fans are not really happy, and Francesca is under huge pressure. He needs to do something very quickly. He would hope that his fortunes change after the international break, because it's not looking good. They are still winless after 3 games, and before the season started, no one would have expected this, but it is happening, and he would hope that it changes quite quickly. The next was Napoli versus Parma, and like the game that produced the most drama this weekend. I went for a 2-0 Napoli win, because I thought that Parma's sort of honeymoon period was gonna end, but they, like, to be very honest with you, they were really good. I get 2 points out of it because Napoli won in the end, but the game was quite complete different, to be very honest with you. I expected Napoli to win quite easily, but Parma were really good in that game. They go ahead and they took the lead, and it was a 1-0, and they were the team that were on top. They were the team that was creating chances. It wasn't looking like that Napoli were gonna score, and Parma were on top for a majority of the game, until the red card for their goalkeeper Suzuki. I don't know what he was doing, coming out and kicking the players like that, and especially when you already are on a yellow for wasting the time. But he gets the red card. They don't have extra subs remaining, so an outfield player has to come in and become the goalkeeper, and that basically changed the game. But still, I would give a lot of credit to Parma. They defended a lot, and they almost got ahead and got that the win, but Napoli, in the added minutes, in the last 5 minutes of the game, they get 2 goals and they win the game. Like, what a drama at the stadium. Like, the Napoli fans were going crazy, as you would like any football fan would if your team goes ahead and wins the game in the last 5 minutes by scoring 2 goals. A heartbreak for Parma. I really don't think they deserve to lose that game, especially after the performance that they gave after being down to 10 men as well. But Napoli wouldn't care. They needed the win. They have got that. But Parma, I think they would be very disappointed, but I think they would hope that this performance gives them confidence to come back and play better and try to get more wins after the international break. And next was Genoa versus Verona, and I went for a 2-0 win for Genoa, but it switched and Verona won 2-0. I expected Genoa to continue their winning streak. They have been really good, and after they won against Monza, I expected them to win against Verona, who's after their first day match day one's heroics against Napoli, lost to Juventus in quite convincingly, and I thought this was going to be the start where they slowly start losing the games, but it did not happen, and they were really good in that game. It was quite a good game, to be very honest with you, and I don't think the scoreline really reflects what happened happened in the game, because it was quite close. Both teams really fought in that game, and it was quite entertaining, to be honest. Good number of chances created by both of them, really going at it. But that again, the thing is, like, Genoa never really converted those chances, and they would be really like cussing themselves, like they would be really disappointed that they did not finish their chances when they had the opportunity, and they paid the price for it. Verona, they got their chance, finished their chances, and they get the second win of the season, second win against a big team where nobody really expected them to win. They stunned Napoli, and now they have stunned Genoa. Two good wins for them, and an amazing start for them. Like everybody expected, including me, for them to have a tough season where they would be fighting relegation. But the way they have started the season, like again, especially they have got 6 points. That's not the main thing. The main thing is the teams that they have gotten against. Like nobody expected them to defeat Napoli, nobody expected them to defeat Genoa. So to get points against these big teams, it gives you confidence against the smaller teams, that you are gonna fight for relegation as the season moves on. So yeah, very good for them, a good a good start to the season, and they would hope it continues after the international break. Genoa, it was their first defeat, and they would hope that it stays the only defeat as of now, as they come back after international break and they start to get the wins again. Moving on, it was Fiorentina versus Monza, and I went for a 1-0 win, which does not get me any points again, because the game ended in a 2-2 draw. I went for a 1-0 win because like both the teams have not had a good start, to be very honest with you. Both of them came in the season winless, in the game winless. Fiorentina had already drawn 2 games. Now they have drawn 3 in a row, and to be very honest, they are very lucky that they got even a point out of it, because Monza were on another level. They were really good. They go ahead and they get the way they played football on that day was superb, especially in that first half. They were really good. They go ahead and they get 2 good goals. They were 2-0 up, and it looked really good for them. But unfortunate for them, I think that the thing that basically in a way helped Fiorentina a bit was that goal just before the halftime against the run of play. Fiorentina go ahead and get a 1 goal, and the deficit is reduced to 1, and that basically gives Fiorentina a lot of confidence going in the second half. And in the second half, I would say they were the better team throughout the half. They created better chances. They were in control in majority of that half, but they were still not able to get the goal up until late in the 5th minute of added time. They get the goal and they rescue a point out of it. And do I think I deserve it? Do I think they deserved it? In a way, I would say they deserved it, especially after that second half performance. I think they deserve to get a point at least. Monza on the other hand, I would be like, they would be really disappointed that they did not get the win, especially after playing so good and defending for a long time. And like as I said, quite disappointed. And Monza they would feel that they have lost the game, to be very honest with you. In the end, the game ends 2-2. Both the teams still looking for their first win of the season, as the international break came on, and they would hope that they can finally go ahead and get their first win after the international break. And this weekend, both of the teams would look to go ahead and get the win. But in that game, I think Fiorentina would be very happy that they at least got a point out of it. The next game was Udinese versus Como. I went for a 2-1 win for Udinese, so I get 2 points in that regard, because like I've been very impressed with Udinese. The way they are playing, it's quite entertaining. It's quite fun to watch, and I have predicted in my prediction, I said that as well, like they could be one of the dark horses of this season. I have them like finishing at 10th or 11th, something like that, but I said that they could quite easily go into those European places, maybe the Conference League or even the Europa League, because the business that they have done is quite smart and shrewd. And I think the way they are playing, I think they, as I said, they could be one of the dark horses that go ahead and get into the European places. In this game also, and they were playing against Como side, who I have not been who have not had a start of the season that I expected. They have brought in a lot of good amount of players. Their biggest signing, Rafael Varane, is injured. We don't know for how long he will out, but still they have a good number of experienced players, and the young players also that they have brought in are very exciting. And I thought that they were gonna have a good season. I still think they are gonna come out of this rut, because the amount of good players they have, it's not possible for them to not go ahead and win games, and I still don't think they are gonna get relegated. But in this game, and you could see in this game as well, like they create, it's not like it was an easy win for Udinese. Like it was it was a 1-0 win that it showed that, because it was quite a close game. Como created a lot of chances, but were never they created a lot of chances, but none of them were really threatening. They had a good majority of the presence, but never really did anything with it. And I think that is because they have brought in so many players. They need time to gel together. They need to understand each other. I said the same thing about Mbappe's situation at Real Madrid. I know comparing these two is not a good thing, but the thing is with and West Ham thing, I would say that it's a football thing. You bring in a lot of players together. It is going to take time. That West Ham have had the same thing in the Premier League. Real Madrid are struggling with Mbappe because he's not on the same wavelength, on the same link up with his new teammates, so it's going to take him time. And I think the same applies to Como as well, because they have brought in so many players, like 12, 14, 15 players have been coming, whether they have joined permanently or on a loan. So it's gonna take them some time, and I think this international break is a good thing for them. They can again readjust. They can assess the situation. Now there is no transfer business for them to look forward to new players coming. These are the players that they have, and Cesc Fabregas need to do something very quickly, because if it continues like this, I think it's gonna be a trouble for him. I don't think it is gonna continue like this, but if it continues, I think he is not gonna be the manager for a very long time. Udinese on the other hand, a great win for them, and their good start to the season continues, and they would hope that it continues after the international break as well. And the last game of match day 3 was Juventus versus Roma, and I mean, I expected entertaining end-to-end stuff in this game. Like your Juventus have been stunning this season. In the first 2 games they were really good, and I thought they were gonna come out guns blazing. They were playing against Roma side who have not had a good start to the season, but again, the talent that they have, the players that they have, I thought it was going to be a very good game. I went for a 3-2 Juventus win. That's how good I thought this game was gonna be, but it was completely different. It was a 0-0 draw, and it was a boring 0-0 draw. Like sometimes as a football fan, it makes you angry when you see so many talented players on the pitch, and this is the type of a game you have to watch. It was cagey. It was like both teams just cancelling out each other. Nothing, there was nothing of substance. Basically what a total of 5 chances created by both of these teams combined. That shows you how bad this game was, and it's not like something special was happening in that game and the defense was really good. No, it was just boring. Like the players really did not know what to do, and the managers were like, it was quite boring, and it quite disappointing as well, because of the talent on display, and this is what we got. So yeah, boring end to the weekend. I really did not expect that. Like I thought that this was going to be a very good game, but as I said, it turned out to be a snooze fest, to be very honest with you. Quite disappointed with that game, and of course I don't get any points, and if my calculations are get as much as I was very happy in the first 3 games. The start was very good. I think I got 8 points in the first 3 games, but after that I think it has been a disaster. And I think if I am not wrong, I got around 10 or 11 points, something like that. So yeah, it was not a good weekend for me, to be very honest with you. I think you will have the points here, you would know. So yeah, let's hope match day 4 is good enough. I'm gonna do the prediction video. I think it is gonna drop by Friday night. This is coming Thursday night, right? Yeah, I'm just doing my calculation by Friday night. I think the video for the predictions for match day 4 is gonna drop. So yeah, you can go ahead and play with me, and you can comment your predictions in the comment section below, and you can see how many points you can make at the end of the video. Just make your prediction in the comment, and we'll see who gets more points, me or you guys. That is it for me in this video. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I am doing a different kind of videos, almost trying to do new kind of videos. I did one for the Bundesliga where I'm trying to see what my predictions were at the start of the season, and what how the teams are doing currently at the end of the month of August. I'm going to do it for at the end of every week, so we can see how, you know, the teams are doing every month, and how they keep on fluctuating their positions at the end. We're going to see throughout the year. So yeah, and other stuff is gonna come on the channel as well. So, and my target of achieving 300 subs before the month of September ends. It is looking quite hard at the moment because almost like less than 20 days remaining for September to end, and we are still need over 100 subscribers. So please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.